All right, now we're gonna use our wrapper that I have created for the schema registry in combination with the wrappers we've created for the producer and the consumer, so we can see how we can put everything together. Let's just create a producer that uses the producer wrapper together with the schema registry wrapper, where we're going to interact with schema registry, so we can now use our full implementation. So go ahead and inside schemas, create a user event .avsc, which is the extension for Avro. And we're gonna go ahead and type in the user events or get it from the GitHub. And then I want you to go ahead here inside scripts and create a Avro Producer .py. All right. And let's go ahead and demonstrate how we can build this producer reusing the same schema registry client from the wrapper and also the producer wrapper. So let's import login argparse. We also want to pass the schema path, import system, import path, import dict and any. Okay. First thing you're gonna do is set up the imports for the wrappers, except for those libraries. I want again to define my project root so I can import it. And again, I am 3 levels inside of it. Okay, let me add this to the path. This will depend on your project structure, or you can make everything as a module with the init files. But here's just for convenience. So now let's import from Confluent the serializers. Okay. From serialization, string serializer. And from our wrappers, let's import now the admin. And from the producer, let's import our Kafka producer class that I've created. Okay. Now let's set up our login. Again, I'm gonna copy it from somewhere that we used already. Here. All right. And let's define our broker. 1994. I'm also gonna have the registry URL, which is going to be HTTP localhost 882. And let's call it a topic named demo Avro wrapper. Okay. I think we've created a helper function to load. Let me see. Somewhere here in the producer, maybe. Yeah, this one. Load schema from the JSON producer is simple. Let's reuse it. Okay. So I'm gonna copy it here. I'm gonna paste. So I just need the path, and in that case we're calling it log. In the other script, just change it to log. Okay. But here, same thing that you're gonna do. Just want to log this. All right, now let's define our main function. And let's get to our parser. We've done this on the other one as well. Argument parser. Let's call it, to give a description to this, Kafka Avro Producer using schema registry wrapper. All right. Let's add the arguments. We want the schema file. We want it to be required. And if someone asks for help, path to the Avro file. Now let's load this schema as a string based on what the user asked. Okay. We miss here the args. Cool. Now I have our valid subject name to be the topic name and the value. It's kind of like a standard convention to have the topic name and the value. Okay. Now what I need to do is to create the schema registry admin using the wrapper. So instead of using the schema registry client directly, we're going to instantiate our wrapper, right? This is just centralized. We can reuse it. We can customize to simplify the management of, everything that we're doing, schema registration, listing, everything. So let's call it schema admin to be our schema registry admin. And we're going to pass our URL. Okay. Now, let's log that are going to register the schema once for this subject. Okay. And we're going to use the register Avro function that we've done. Okay. So let's say, now that I have the logger, registering schema for subject, and then valid subject name. Okay, f string. Perfect. Now we can have schema admin, and we're going to call register Avro, passing the valid subject name and the Avro schema string, which is our string. Cool. Now we need to create our serializers. So our key serializer will be a string serializer, UTF-8, and we're going to have our value serializer as well, value serializer, which is going to be an Avro serializer. For our schema string, it's our Avro schema string. Schema registry client is our schema admin.client. And we're going to have the toDict lambda context object. Our records are already Python dictionaries, so we don't need to worry about it. Okay, and here the key difference from earlier examples is that now we're gonna pass the schema admin client instead of creating a new schema registry client. Okay, so that's the difference from before. Now let's go ahead and initiate our producer, but now using our wrapper. So our producer is going to be Kafka producer, Bootstrap server is our broker, our client ID, let's call it Avro Producer generic, key serializer, our key serializer, value serializer, value serialize. Okay, we can now define some sample records, and these records now must match the Avro schema that we loaded. And in this case, any missing field that we don't have a default value can cause the serialization to fail. So now that we have registered the schema there, we'll need to follow its standards. So let's call create records. It's going to be a list of a dictionary with strings or anything. And let's create 3 records. Let's see what we need. User ID, event, and timestamp. All right. So I have user ID, event, timestamp. Let me copy and paste this. First one, user ID 1, user ID 2, user ID 3. The event's going to be login, purchase, log out. Timestamp will be 172842000. Here it's going to be none. And here is going to be 172820300. Doesn't matter actually. Okay. And let's log this. Oh, what am I missing here? Oh, I need to close it. Producing. I'm missing F all the time. F string producing records. Nope. This should be out. Nah, I got it. The topic name. Okay, now I can actually produce records. So for every record in records, we'll call our producer oh, that's wrong indentation here. Producer dot produce messages. Our topic is going to be the topic name. Our key is going to be string record of a user ID. And our value is going to be the record. All right. Now, finally, let's flush it. Just right where we used to do. Let's call our flush function. Log this. All Avro messages successfully delivered. And flushed. Cool. Now we're ready to call this function. Logger. If name main. Okay, so actually we need to indentate everything here. Nice, everything inside main. This as well. Now we're good. Cool. We have our producer created. We're doing everything now using our schema registry client and the Kafka producer clients that we created through our wrappers. Let's test it out on the next session and explore the results over there. All right.